join a company
that you are the person that
show good sell, yeah? Bring in good energy. Welcome to Crypto OGs. Welcome to Crypto OGs. We have an amazing guest today. It's Francesco from Metamask.
What's up, everybody?
Community developer?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. So everything that has to do with like developer relation and developer community, I'm the person to go to, and for literally like all the products at Consensys. Okay. I'm just excited to be here, man.
No, I'm more
Crypto OGs.
I'm more excited you Crypto OGs. And you know, Metamask became a Crypto OG, of course. Everybody, I have it. All my friends have it now. So
of course.
I will tell you the story about my experience with Metamask, but it's amazing. But people want to know about you, about Metamask. So tell us about yourself first. How do you start in crypto, then how you move to Metamask?
Yeah. Look, I've been like in this journey for probably 2017. I actually started, professionally in enterprise blockchain. So we're running a lot of like, developer relation team in everything that has to do with like enterprise. So from like Hyperledger, from like, like Bezu Tech, like Damo, like digital assets. So big like companies similar to like Corda. I don't know if you remember that's basically enterprise developer stack. And and then I moved, that was a couple of years ago into like, into more like a Consensys, so fully permissionless innovation. And I've been dealing with a lot of like different products from like R&D protocol side to like more end user focused Metamask functions from like Infura. So everybody know Infura is an RPC provider.
Okay.
Like, and lately we launched Linea, the ZK EVM on testnet, and so all this umbrella of developer tooling we literally offer. So it's not just the Metamask end user, but even Metamask, we have a bunch of like developer tooling like Metamask SDK. If you're a developer today in ETH Barcelona, you want to try it out and basically natively implement Metamask inside your game. Or for example, Metamask snaps. So think about extension of what Metamask does today. This is all about snaps. So if you want to basically build something like a function that Metamask need to have in your future Metamask wallet, this is what you want to do. You want to build a snap. And this is what we're excited about, like, permissionless innovation at its best.
I love it. I'm going to tell you now my story about Metamask, because actually it was Metamask the first wallet that I started to use in Web3. And I left crypto for a year. So I got burned out, trading, whatever you can call it. But it was through NFT that I was sucked back into Web3.
Yes.
And I remember I was talking about NFTs, all of this, and then they said, open your Metamask. I said, what is that? You have just create it on your Metamask wallet, then go into your Chrome.
Yes.
And I was like, wow, different world for me. I'm going to be honest, at the beginning it was a bit challenging, even though I'm a computer engineer.
Oh, yes.
And I have used crypto wallet before. I said, this is a brand new era. So Metamask without doubt is one of the most strongest wallet right now. People prefer it. I have it. I love it. When somebody asks me, hey, what is your DeFi wallet? I say my Ethereum wallet is Metamask.
Yes.
And I have all my NFTs there. Don't tell them this. But tell us about a little bit of story about Metamask for the people who don't know how they start.
Yes, of course. I mean, long story short, like the vision of whatever we started back in the days, so like was all about creating this door of innovation to everything Web3. So giving the instrument to end users to do different transactions, swapping, onboarding, so on-ramp, buying NFTs. Like, so the journey of each users is really different, right? There are people that want to interact with DeFi. There are people that just want to onboard, and I think it's super exciting because this is what you can do with Metamask. It's literally like limitless, right? And this is kind of like the history when Metamask started from really being this wallet for everybody, and today to be a full suite also of like developer tooling around Metamask. And it's probably like you guys know, like we launched also like Metamask Learn. So part of this was also like to give back to the community, to educate the community that, Metamask is not a custodian. We are like a self-custodial wallet. You own your private key. You own basically your freedom to do what you need to do into the Web3 space. So this is extremely important. So like we transition a lot into like educating the community, and I think this is extremely important. There is a lot of things happening in the roadmap, so it's not just about swap bridging. I definitely I don't know if you tried it out the portfolio dep. It's also super cool. You can bridge, you can swap, you can see like basically what are your portfolios, and then there is also like the institutional part of MetaMask with MetaMask Institutional. That's also like a big exciting part on the staking side, and yeah, so like it's a continuously evolving, and we all know MetaMask is part of like Consensys, and within Consensys we also like have different products. So, and the whole idea is pioneering this to give basically end users and developers a full suite of products. With MetaMask, it's a door of everything Web3. But think about like when you're a developer, you need to like deploy something. This is linear. So you can basically deploy on a ZK EVM layer 2, today on testnet. If you're a developer, then there is like, I don't want to like bore with all this stuff, but you have like Truffle, you have Infura, so a lot of like cool developer tooling that save you a lot of time. And also like is efficient. But I mean, on the end user side, as I mentioned, like, so it's unlimited like innovation. We are bringing really different things, and we are hearing a lot the community. I think this is what's most important. That's why we are on the ground. Not just, yeah, look, ETH Barcelona is amazing. Literally for the past 2 days, we were speaking about, users and developers. They want to build stuff on like account abstraction. They want to see like a more seamless onboarding. They want to bridge. They want to do a lot of cool stuff. And I think this is that's why we are in these ecosystem events, because this is what really drive innovation. When you really hear like what the community has to say about your product.
Francesco, something that MetaMask got my attention when I opened my first wallet in 2020, I can't remember anyway. So you have a very good interface, user experience. The logo, I love the logo, but also MetaMask was one of the pioneers, and then another centralized exchange started to develop their Web3 or non-custodial wallet. So how you stay ahead of the competition when there's more people trying to replicate what you have done?
I think the wallet industry is in some sort is also very collaborative. Like yes, we are pioneering also new features, but as mentioned, like we are working a lot also with the community, hearing their feedbacks. But also like the next level of what a wallet will be is this kind of like permissionless innovation, giving instrument back to the community to build what they want. Example, like, you wanna, like, it would be super cool, like I will use it, for example, like a non-EVM compatibility, like you wanna basically like be sure, and you do your BTC transaction of MetaMask, you do basically non-EVM transaction, Solana transaction, Filecoin, store data, like there are so many cool use cases. And the bottom line of this is that our team, and by the way, we're quite a lot of people under Consensys today, but the community wants shipped features, and this is how we enable those features to be built, is through this community power. And I think this is what snaps are all about, and I'm extremely interesting and always curious about hearing more use case. Think about also getting notification on your MetaMask when an event is triggering. Think about transacting with different non-EVM chains. Think about account abstraction use case. There's so many use cases that you can think about, and we cannot stay ahead that much. That's why the next wave of what wallet need to be today is empower this community to build also those extra feature that can be customized to your need. And I think this is where really with the snaps, like we can shine, but also most important part is that we want to bring also standardization in the ecosystem.
Okay. Well, you just answered kind of the next question that I have for you. Like, what is the vision of MetaMask for the future of DeFi and Web3? How do you see MetaMask contributing to the mainstream adoption of these technologies, and what can users expect from MetaMask?
I think expect a lot. Like, it's not just a way. I mean, there is a lot of things behind the scene that are happening also in terms of maintaining and quickly having security side. Like we have a lot of people working on security and things. People always underestimate the fact UX need to be improved, and yes, we're working on that. But remember, our major vision is to maintain and giving control, like giving control to the end user to the asset, but in a safely way. That's why it's extremely important, and I think this is where that's basically where like we see like a strong impact also from our community members when they're basically giving a lot of feedbacks, and and that's super exciting.
Francesco, you know what is interesting? That everything I went to ask you a question, you replied the question already in the next question. But I want to ask anyway, so to make sure the audience has it. So you spoke about security.
Yes.
That's very important, and safety.
Yes.
Is the first thing that come across when we talk about wallets. You know, people get hacked, people forget the mnemonic is sick. So security is very crucial for you guys. So how does MetaMask ensure it holds up the security of user wallets, and what are some of the difficulties that this service often brings?
I think like in terms of security and like benefits on that side, I want to say that I think like it's extremely important to go back to the roots in terms of like wallet education, like what is MetaMask, how does it work as self-custodial wallets, how we are doing extremely lot of work also with MetaMask Learn to also like be conscious and educate the end users on way that you can get hacked. Because like I think like some reports were coming out, and like one of the biggest still like hacking reason was the fact that you were sharing your private key with like an unofficial support system or like unofficial Telegram group, and was very interesting. Like, so it's not like this hack that people think about like directly on the source. These are hacking that then end users are leaking.
Hack.
Yeah, exactly. And exactly, and social hacks, as you mentioned, are extremely important. That's why the only way to do that is, of course, you are basically telling everybody is like never, even MetaMask, never share your private security.
You know, I have a friend that he doesn't even write it down, he memorizes it.
Yeah, there are different ways.
But what about you forget?
Yeah, of course. And by the way, like we are doing a bunch of those like community calls in terms of education, and one thing that we always recommend is that, you have, as a user, you will have different use case. You buy NFT, you go on DeFi, you just trying to get airdrops, have different wallets.
Yeah, they are free.
Exactly. Diversify your risk. And I think this is extremely important that people are always like, and maybe it's just because, onboarding every time is take time, but I think at the end of the day, having different wallets, de-riskify your positions and use different wallet for different use case, I think is extremely important.
Francesco, last year what happened with the custodial wallets, we've seen what happened in October. I am very bullish in both CeFi and DeFi, but obviously DeFi took a big step up after what happened last year. We hear more about know your keys, know your money.
Of course.
We start to hear a lot of that, and people go more conscious and people became more savvy, and they stop being lazy about moving their funds into the non-custodial wallet. So where do you see the future of crypto and DeFi heading towards? What do you think is coming next?
Yes, so I think like being 1 year in this ecosystem is like what, 7 years, like the cats or
it's
something.
It's like the cats, we're cats. we're foxes.
We're foxes.
Yeah,
there you are. That's a good one. But I think it's a journey at the end, right? So like everything has to do with like development and being like always educate yourself of things that are happening. Like hacking is just one use case. Like there are different new methods that people are trying to hack like end users, and the education is key. And I think like I'm very curious in around like innovation where, like as I mentioned before, like in terms of like permissionless innovation where the community can step up and really not just give feedback but also be part of the innovation, creating those features that you want to see in your MetaMask in 2 years. I'm already like thinking about, we will have different type of persona, like you have the DeFi end user, you have the NFT artist, like our founder Joe, he was mentioning in a keynote that everybody's a builder in some way, even no-code builders. Everybody, we are all builders. And depending, I think, on that, we can customize our own experience. And that's where I'm really interested to see, like, how like how different use cases are shaping up, like we will still be very very like bullish in terms of like educating end users, and we will not stop on that. Metamask Learn is evolving every day, and people can take Metamask Learn, the lessons, and basically like presenting, kind of like white labeling out their lesson. I think and we're doing a lot, like think about also ambassador programs. We launched, so I don't know if you remember last year, and we actually presented that in Barcelona last year, like we launched this Metamask Grants DAO, so every builder out there can basically send a proposal and get this part of grants for basically enabling whatever they want to build. This is exciting. We are doing a bunch of like ecosystem, like also side events in the community, but also like being part of the ecosystem is not that difficult. You can be part of this ambassador program, seeing what we are building during the time, but also like advocating for the space. And I think this is what's all Web3 is about, like this kind of like spreading, inspire, and collaboration that you have between like users, different use case. And that's why also like I'm here in this space, I'm staying in this space because it's extremely exciting. And speaking about this, I'm super passionate, you know, just look at it, Barcelona, every year is bigger. And I'm always telling people that maybe, yeah, we are in a bear market, but we are in a bull developer market.
Amazing.
People are building.
Bull developer. I like that. Bull developer market is the first expression I heard it. The first time. But Francesco, we're nearly wrapping up. I was going to ask you the question about if, as you're a team member of Metamask,
yes,
what advice would you give to a brand new wallet user? I think you already answered. Join the community.
Yes.
You can reach out to,
yes,
to the community.
Yes.
Learn. Just start with your first wallet. Don't be afraid.
Exactly.
You don't have to have money to create a wallet. Just download the app.
Exactly. Yes.
And just join the academy, right?
Yes, of course. Academy, Metamask Learn, do a bunch of also test transaction to see how things works. You know, test nets are there for some things. And I think also like check and speak with other peers in the community. Okay. And don't just stay online, go to like, there are so many Ethereum meetups in the world. Like Consensys is part, and we basically aggregate literally I think it was 80,000 members. It's called a Beetle meetup. It's, if you go on meetup.com, you see this Beetle meetup. There are something like 2,000 Ethereum meetups happening every like month in every city.
It's crazy.
And I think this is what's extremely important, is that start and doing something. Like don't be shy. I think it's extremely important, like on that side. And I think like when you are part of this ecosystem, you are like starting to do something. You see similar people, and they are helping you always onboarding. There are a lot of communities that you can be part, not just, you know, those hackathons. And I think this is where you want to stay. Where you will stay around the ahead of the curve.
Amazing, Francesco. How can people can connect with Metamask? What are the social media?
Yeah, look, if you are a developer, you can check it out, like Metamask Dev. If you're users, we have like all our Metamask handle are accessible. I'm always like telling people to check also the Consensys Discord. Okay. We have a lot of people, and I think also like be part of the community means also like, you know, shoot a DM, like say hi whenever you have time, and I think like, and also like don't be afraid to ask questions. I think like people are learning when they are even asking question around, you know, discourse, and I think that's where kind of like the vibe stays alive.
I have an invitation for you. You need to join Threads. You know, it just became today.
Yeah, we'll check it out.
So I'm going to start to follow Metamask on Instagram, on Threads, and we start the conversation there. I will probably push this video.
Sounds good.
Threads.
Of course.
There you go, to bring more people from Instagram to Web3. Francesco,
thank you so much.
Molto grazie.
Yes. Molto grazie. Hola a todos. Gracias a todos.
Gracias. And see you in the next episode of Crypto G's. Take care, guys.